sometimes step away and go, well, why can't I trade a bit nice? It's just another night, it's just a bit more volatile. And then the time analysis or the situational analysis, defragmenting the chart, going, you know what you should be doing? You should be doing, you should start counting bars. And by the time you get to the 8th bar, you break it. And you that's a bit simplistic. And so I started trading 18 months ago. Saying, I got this new system I'm going to test out with you guys. And I'm this Telegram channel where it's about 35, 40,000 people. So get to sometimes I put that Telegram. Yeah, sure. Show charts and voice. I don't really care. It's freedom. Yeah. Curious. Look at the show notes for this. Yeah. On the website. So, so I started trading what I was doing. And then, obviously, I let the cat out of the bag because I needed. There it is, and people went. So we started trading together like a team. General leading the way, saying, "I'm shorting here," and it worked so well. You know, you know, beauty of sharing is that someone you give something, then comes back to you and say, "Hey, you know your rule of 4? It works beautiful on non-farm payroll." And you go, "That's it." Thought of that, but why? So I expanded the rule of 4 into trading non-farm payrolls. And so the last non-farm payroll that I had, I shorted the Dow and 45-point winner. You know, you might not be thinking, "Oh, that's a big winner," or sorry, that's a small winner. We also have to understand that when I trade big. So 45 points is still £4,500. And it's like I trade £200 a point. And so if I have a 20 point winner, well, it's still a significant amount of money that adds up over time. But it was that someone you had told then came back to you and said, "Hey, I took your teaching, sorry, and I adapted it to something I was interested in." To me, that's symbiotic relationship. It's like that called Lucy with Morgan Freeman. And Lucy is this young, happy-go-lucky girl, and she ingests an enormous quantity of drugs called the second drug that is produced naturally when a woman becomes pregnant. Things called C4, or maybe that's explosive, but something like that. And it allows her, obviously it's fictitious, but it allows her to have this mind-expanding uh, drug that she can expand her consciousness. And she calls Morgan Freeman, who is this professor, in my works, and she says, "I don't know what to do with all this knowledge." And she says, "Well, you should do what mankind has been doing since the beginning of time. Share the knowledge. It's how we evolved as a species. It's what sets us apart from others. It's our conscious um, thinking and sharing that." That's what I think. It's like, it's open source. It's sharing. Great that he's the richest man in the world. For him, I'm not at all envious of that. I think he's a bit of a trump at times. And, but you have to admire people that wants to share for the betterment of others and try to live by it. If I see that I wanted to go, it would be if someone came up to my children and said, "Your old man, he shared and he taught me how to trade." That would make me really happy. Wouldn't it say, "It's a brilliant bloody book. I mean, for you, but still a brilliant bloody book." But it's like, isn't it nice when someone says to you, "Steve, your book, that's bloody brilliant, and it makes me see the world in a slightly different way." And I want to thank you for that because that's what I needed to hear.
feel like I kind of, I say to people, I wrote a book that, when I started in this business nearly 4 decades ago, the book wasn't there. There wasn't the book that I needed. There's lots of books on, technical analysis, what markets are, there wasn't books on the technical aspects of trading, how to bootstrap a fund, how to make a company, finance books. There was nothing kind of went into the inside of how we are and what we do. So I kind of felt, in a way, that was needed. And I think like you, so many people talk about your book. I've had people come up to me and ask me if I know you. And it's just nice, because they love the stuff. Really have an avenue for investors and wins them. And that's brilliant. There's another one. I've never running out of time. Just thanks again for mentioning my book. But I had a few people, I asked a few people, I told them I was going to have you on the podcast. And I got quite a lot of people send me questions. Would you have time to just answer a couple very quickly? Okay, so
there's always a takeaway. Okay.
Just try to get this done in 5 minutes. I mean, there was a very typical comment that sort of came back from someone. So this is a question that a gentleman called Michael Case just said that, he's listened to you on the podcast that we did. Then he went and bought a book, and he listened to the book, and he followed you on YouTube. And he just thinks you're a great guy to listen to. It's exactly what you do. You love sharing your knowledge. It's all knowledge and no fluff, is how I describe it. So,
That's nice.
Again, what you do really helps people. It's a lot of people that are trying to make it. A lot of your clients, doing it. We don't have money from not going to miss something for it. So I think it's great stuff to do. But, one of the questions I got from someone called Zen Trader, which is a real question, he wants to ask you how you flip the switch to being a probabilistic trader.
Flip the switch. So I did a talk to just answer this in my own way, okay? So I'm in Copenhagen and I'm giving a talk, one of those. I can't even do 1-hour talks anymore. So when I speak, I warn people that I spent 5 hours aside, just so you know. So I was giving this talk and I showed them the statistical research. So just to set the stage here, imagine you're trading a breakout strategy. Just a simple, you bracket a range, and you buy above or you sell short below. That's a very entrenched part of my trading. And then, as I recommend in my book, there has to be an audit process, because if you don't know what you're doing wrong, what you want true, you to some narrative within your trading development, which is centered back on feedback, because you have reviewed your old trades. And the way I do that is, by the way, I mark them out on a piece of paper saying, well, I sold short there. And afterwards you go, why the hell did you do that? But what I have discovered was that in my trading, it seemed as if where I was stopped out, say I had bought the market at 40 and I had a stop loss at 30. That's a bit simplistic, but imagine. I found through my research that if I got stopped out at 30, I should really sell short at 30 as well. And so I coined this expression, flip the switch, because the flip the switch really is a mindset thing where you are, shall we say, your mind wants to take you down a path of pain and regret, and you essentially flip it on its head, say, no, this is an opportunity to go in the opposite direction. The first set of data that comes in has confirmed that I was wrong, but I am now going to flip the switch and I'm going to go in the opposite direction. Now I spoke to, and I won't mention names here, but I spoke to a very famous trader with 60 years of trading experience, and he said, I cannot flip the switch. I cannot buy at stopped out at 30 and then go short at 30. But I found that when I went through my trades and I then went to Copenhagen and I gave this talk saying, look at the school run strategy and look how often it gets stopped out. It gets stopped out about 40% of the time, which isn't a bad approach. But look at what happens to the statistics if you flip the switch. And you saw this column, and every single time that you flip the switch, it was practically a winner. And what was interesting about it was that you went from a strategy that was perhaps a 60% hit rate to a 90% hit rate. But flipping the switch isn't just a go from being long to being short or going from short to being long.
Oh shit. Was the mic on all the time? So today I did something different. And I am done for today. I'm done. I won't be trading more because I just wanted the account to go above 200. And today was a first bar negative, right? So I should have bought right here. I should have bought, but I didn't. Why? Because the first bar went above the previous bar, which was also kind of a high, right? And it went up. See, it went up 4 points, and then it crossed the 50% part of this candle, just around here. It crossed it and went below, right? So it was a scalp, not a uh, long term position that I should have taken, like taking a buy here, which is a fairly long term. But today I took a short for, I was thinking for only one candle, and that's what I did. I took it right here. And looking at 1 minute, I just wanted to get out. I don't know why. Maybe because I saw this buying this week's. Maybe that is why. But anyways, uh, the exit was really good. Surprisingly, I was not expecting this good exit. I just wanted to get out because I wanted to get my account to 200 above. So yeah, that's it. I guess it was not much, but it's kind of like a psychological area for me. Yeah. Will I trade anymore? I don't think I will. I won't trade anymore. I'll just let it go for today. That's all I think for today. Yeah. I have to make this better. Look at this overlap of this photo. Uh, uh, yeah, let me show my dashboard. Show my dashboard. So current standing. I lost previous challenge that I had bought. Let's review it for a second. So I did reach 400. In equity it was 560, but then it was all down, mostly because of over trading. You can see after some time, after how much? 1, 2, 3. Let's say 4. After 5 weeks, I slipped into over trading. So currently, that's why I took 8% profit target while account. This was 10% profit target. Currently, I took 8% profit target. And what is the graph? So 181. Currently, I'm higher, and that's good. I think I'm at max almost. Mm, That's it. I'm done for today. I won't be trading anymore. Okay.